Hello and welcome to our March IT webinar, What's New in Office 2013. I'm Jessica Nimmers, I'm the IT Training Manager, and I'll take you through this short webinar to talk about Microsoft Office 2013 and some of the features that are really nice with this version of Office. Okay, so let's talk about why you would want to move to Office 2013. The first is security and support. Being on the latest version of Office or one of the newer versions of Office is the most secure for your environment and CMC's environment as well. It will help you prepare for the move from Lync 2013 to Skype for Business. If you attended last month's webinar, we talked about Lync 2013 and that it will become Skype for Business later this year. There's some helpful features that will have you wondering why you didn't move sooner, and I'll show you those in just a few minutes. And it's really an easier transition to the next version of Office. I am piloting Office 2016, and I have noticed that there are not big differences between 2013 and 2016, but there are definitely differences between 2010 and 2013. So this will be an easier transition to future versions of Office. So what's new in Office 2013 is it's part of Office 365. Office 365 is what we moved to 2 years ago, and Microsoft developed apps to allow you to work on Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, check Outlook from any device, so you can work across devices. Your laptop, your tablet, iPad, mobile phone. So Office 2013 is the version of Office that was designed to work with Office 365. The Office 365 is a portal that can be accessed from any computer with an internet connection. And then once you log into the portal, you can check email and retrieve, review, edit documents, and it really does promote collaboration. Let's take a little bit closer look. So you access the Office 365 portal. You can go from GlobalNet by clicking on My Email, or you can go directly from the web at this web address, the outlook.office365.com. If you're inside the CMC office, you will only need to log in with your CMC email address. If you're outside the office, you will need to authenticate or prove it to you by entering your CMC email address and your network password. Microsoft will identify you as a CMC employee and get you to your correct portal. And this is what Outlook looks like online. So again, most people, if they're on a mobile device, will check their email, but this is just another way to get in and check email. Again, this could be on any PC with internet access, or, it doesn't have to be a CMC PC. You can also access your contacts list if you need to look up an employee in the company. Once you're in your portal, you can then access the various online Office apps. We don't use all of these today, but look for some future webinars. As we begin rolling out some of these apps, we will be sure to provide training on them, and also through our tip of the day. So you can see here, if once you click on Office 365 up here on your portal, and then for instance to get to Word, you would just click the Word icon here, and you would be able to open up a Word document and work on it, and then save it as well. One of the things you will notice on having an Office 365 account, so if you have a CMC email, you will have an Office 365 account, is that you can install Office 2013, or you can go ahead and try Office 2016 on up to 4 additional PCs. This is not including your CMC PC. That already has a version of Office that we're using throughout the enterprise. But if you have 4 more PCs, your children or your parents or friends, I guess, that live with you, you can install Office 2013 or 2016 just right here at the top of your portal. This is the important note I want to make sure everyone understands though. Office, whichever one you do, Office 2013 or Office 2016, will be installed over the current version of your Microsoft Office. So if you still have the CDs and the license key, you might want to keep those handy. If your Office 365 account becomes deactivated, if you leave CMC, Office will be removed from your PC, and then you will have no version of Office on these, for 1 to 4 additional PCs. So just be aware of that. There's a lot of convenience, but there are also a little bit of a risk with that. So you would possibly have to purchase your own Office, again, if you were to leave CMC. So Office 2013, again, was made to work with Office 365, so you could retrieve any document from any device and then share it, edit it, present it, and this is through OneDrive. So OneDrive is your file storage in the cloud, and I always encourage people to use it for their working documents. Now, before I get too far into OneDrive, I will note that we are going to have an entire webinar dedicated to OneDrive in just a couple of months, so please be watching for that. And it's very helpful to understand the mechanics of OneDrive. But basically, once you click on your OneDrive icon from your apps list, you'll see all your documents that you have stored in OneDrive. This is designed for collaboration too. You can share out just that one document to everyone in CMC, or you can share it out to just certain people. People can come in, they can make edits, they hit save, it saves to the web, then you can come back in and retrieve that document too. And again, with the app, with the OneDrive app, you could do that on a tablet or an iPad or even your mobile phone, although it might be awful small. And then once you have retrieved the document that you want, you can open and view and edit. And you can either use Office 2013 online, or you can open the document in Office on your PC and do the edits there. So this is a nice feature because you might be on a machine that does not have Office 2013. Maybe they have a very old version of Office, or maybe you're on even a Mac. You can go through the internet, through your portal. You can open up a PowerPoint. If you need to make a couple of quick changes, you can do that by editing on PowerPoint online, and then again just saving it, and you would have the changes to your document. So again, Office 2013 is the version of Office that was developed to work on Office 365, which is online. So basically, again, it's your Office in the cloud, and it's accessible from any computer with internet access. Okay, that is a very high-level overview of Office 2013 as a whole. But now let's talk about what's new in each Office program within Office 2013 that you will be seeing on your CMC computer once you upgrade from Office 2010. One of the first things you'll see that I've just really liked taking advantage of is when you open up an Office program. In this case, we opened up Word. Office 2013 will automatically suggest templates you can use, and it even offers a tour of the application. So if you have a new document that you're opening in PowerPoint or Excel or Word, Microsoft has built in a little tour for you. So it's online training already in the application. Also, when you open an Office 2013 program, you can quickly browse what you were recently working on. I use this all the time, and it's the same in Office 2016. And that way you can even just pick up where you left off, and then when you're saving your documents, it's easier to pick the location. When you do a save as, you can either save it directly to your OneDrive in one of your folders, or you can save it onto your computer. So it gives you those two options when you're doing a save as. Okay, so let's start with Outlook 2013. What is new in Outlook 2013? The first thing you will see with Office 2013, it's very white. It's very white, it's very bright, and unfortunately the customized colors are more off-white and gray. So you're not going to get a lot of the dark definition that you did in Office 2010. For some people, that takes a little bit getting used to there. Okay, so one of the things, again, you'll see is a brighter, cleaner design, and they wanted to put everything that you need on one page. So you're going to have your folders, you can have your previews of what the email is, who it's from, and the subject, and maybe the first line of it. You can see the entire email here, and then you also have your favorites. These are people who you contact most, a quick look at the calendar, and then your task list for today. It's now easy to access your inbox, calendar, and contacts, which are now called people, in your task list. These are all put right here at the bottom, so this frees this column up. It was there in 2010, but this frees it up to get to your folders. And also, you have the ability to respond in line to a message without having to open it. So when you're going down your preview list, if I wanted to reply to this message, I would just click here to reply, and then you send. You don't have to do a double click and open it into a new window. That's a nice time saver. Okay, so what's the one feature in Outlook 2013 that the IT training team just can't live without? It's the calendar preview. When you hover your mouse over your calendar, when you're in your inbox, you can view your meetings for that day without leaving your inbox. So it's just a hover, it gives you a quick view of the calendar and everything for that day. So we just love that feature. I'm sure you will too once you start using Office 2013. Okay, now let's take a look at Word 2013. Word 2013 has really been designed for collaboration. So multiple people can comment and edit the document. You can see who was making the comments. And then once you have all the input, you can show all the markups, or you can show the working document with no markups, and that's a cleaner view. So that's nice that you don't have to go through and accept every change or reject it. You can just wipe off the markups and see what everybody has said and how it flows, and then you can turn the markups back on. Okay, what's the one feature in Word 2013 that the IT training team just can't live without? It is the resume reading feature. When you have a long document, and this is the same in PowerPoint as well, if you've got a long slide presentation, your application, either Word or PowerPoint, will remember where you last were. It'll welcome you back when you open up the document after it's been closed or you've gone away from it. And you just simply click this box and it will take you right back to the exact page that you were working on. So that's really nice. You don't have to scroll through and say, was I on page 213? Okay, so let's go on to Excel. What is new in Excel 2013? Excel 2013 has really turned a simple program that was more for spreadsheets into a data analytics tool. The new features allow you to present data in clean charts and diagrams, and allows you to make more informed decisions with your data and be able to present it to others. Excel also makes it very simple now to set up a pivot table. It kind of takes the mystery out of, how do I set up the pivot table and how do I display this data? And it'll even give you recommendations for the data that it's looking at and how to present it in a pivot table. These pivot tables are just drag and drop, so they're very nice to use. The other feature that we just absolutely love, and one that you will get used to, this is also available, and all these are available in Excel 2016, is Flash Fill. Flash Fill will look at the pattern that you have in your Excel document. In this example, you can see it's the full name and then it separates first and last. Full name and it separates first and last. Well, once you start typing in column A, you can turn on Flash Fill. It will automatically fill the columns B and C for you. It saves a lot of typing. People have really enjoyed the Flash Fill. Okay, so what is the one feature in Excel that the IT training team cannot live without? It's the quick analysis tool. We just love this tool. All you have to do is highlight your data and just rest your mouse on this box right here. It will allow you to create a chart, create tables, do totals, reformat. It gives you a lot of options with your data without you having to go find the button on the ribbon or you trying to figure out how to create a chart. It'll just immediately do that for you. So, and then you can also, just as a little hint, do Control T to make a table if you've got data. This is already in table format, but it just makes it a little easier. All right, let's talk about PowerPoint 2013 now. PowerPoint 2013 has great new presenter tools. There's controls on one screen, as I'm using right now in this recording, and then you can zoom in on a slide for charts or diagrams. A lot of times people say, I know this is an eye chart, and they put up an Excel spreadsheet. You can actually zoom in for your audience on just that part of the presentation, and then you can click the zoom button to zoom back out. And you can jump to a slide that's out of sequence using these controls right here. So this would be your zoom, and this is what you will see. Your audience just sees the main slide, and it's nice because you also see what's coming up next. So you thought I knew this presentation like the back of my hand, but on my other screen I'm actually watching what's coming up next. Okay, so other things that are new in PowerPoint 2013 to make your presentations look professional, organized, and interesting. Again, just with what we talked about in Word, when you open up a new document in PowerPoint, it's going to give you all these templates right there, and you can even take a tour. PowerPoint 2013 also has a widescreen format. I encourage you to check the projector that you're using. If it's one of the older projectors, often the widescreen format doesn't work as well, but you also can use the traditional format. The widescreen format just gives you a little bit cleaner design and a lot more room to put your information on the slide. So it will take some practice and a little bit of extra formatting there. The other thing that we use often is the Smart Guides. These are guides that will show up when you're moving objects around. It's a little green line, and it just helps you visually line things up and make sure that whatever you're wanting to put in the middle of your slide is actually centered. So it does the work for you, which is really nice. The one feature in PowerPoint 2013 that the IT training team just cannot live without is the eyedropper tool. Once I began using the eyedropper tool, I'm just now almost addicted to it. What it is you can take a shape when you just add in a shape, and then if you have another picture or a diagram or something with different colors in it, you simply click the eyedropper, you hover it over the color that you want to match, and then click on this shape again, and it becomes the color that you wanted to match. And for those who like to do some marketing things, it also gives you the RGB so you can reproduce that color even in the font. So I use the eyedropper tool in this instance, in this example, for the word eyedropper. So that way you can match font with pictures, and you can match shapes with pictures. This is really great for your presentations. Okay, we've talked a lot about 2013, but what about training? This is just a quick informational webinar. We do have e-learning courses from Microsoft, and they are available on My Learning, which is CMC's learning management system. Next month, we're going to have a very short webinar to talk more about the LMS. It's very powerful, and so many of our employees don't know what it is and don't understand all the things that it offers as far as training. But the one thing I did want to point out is that we have an entire catalog of Microsoft Office 2013 training. So I encourage you to look at those. A lot of the things that are in Office 2013 may not be intuitive, so taking some training really helps you get there quicker instead of trying to figure it out. Okay, so to select your training course, the first thing you're going to do is click on My Learning on the My Personal menu on the GlobalNet homepage. And then you want to go to the catalog. The catalog are all the classes that we have available out there for people to take on demand. So you'll want to click on the catalog. And then you'll want to narrow it down. If you just click on catalog, we have every class out there. So you'll want to narrow it down to Microsoft. That way you're not looking at, safety courses or something like that. And then last but not least, you want to do the search terms. So if you want to take a PowerPoint class, just type in PowerPoint. And that will get you to your e-learning course, which will be in your hot topics on your learning dashboard. And so all you have to do once you have enrolled in the course, once you found your course and clicked enrolled, then you will be able to launch the e-learning directly from your hot items in your My Learning dashboard. Very simple. You'll get used to doing that, and then it will even bookmark. You can come back to your class. You don't have to take the entire class in one sitting. So that way you can kind of do training on demand and do training on your time. Okay, so we will be doing a webinar next month about the My Learning, CMC's My Learning system. And again, we use this for registration for instructor-led or e-learning courses. It has our e-learning course library in the catalog and all the classes available to the employees, and you also have your transcript available on My Learning. So we're putting everything in one place. It's very powerful. Okay, so this is the recording, so there's not going to be a Q&A. And we really didn't have a lot of questions during the webinar, but we will, if you do have any questions, please contact the CMC Help Desk, and we'll be glad to help you through any questions you have on Office 2013 or even the installation. So this recording you've obviously accessed, but don't forget on the IT portal, come back to this webinar training series. If you can't make it to any of our webinars, we will provide a recording like this, and you can come back and listen to the recording and access the PowerPoint after the presentation. So thank you for attending today's webinar recording, and we'll look forward to seeing you in future webinars coming up soon. Thanks so much.